Um, this time around, oh, this is like a disclaimer. I am a bit under the weather. I wasn't originally going to post anything. The show must go on. So here I am. I'm not gonna stop just because I don't feel too well. We're gonna push through it. We're gonna make the best of what we got going on, man. So this video, we're gonna be reacting to Larry Bird Beyond the Glory. I know this is like a 40-some minute video, so I'm gonna break this up into parts, maybe like 20-minute videos. So once again, man, thank you for 1K subscribers, bro. I greatly appreciate y'all as well, man. If you are new, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. But like I said, I'm under the weather, so I'm gonna keep it calm this time, you know what I'm saying? But learning. In between, I'm gonna pause and then talk to you and then let y'all enjoy the video so it doesn't take anything away from the video. All right, so let's get it.
For Sports Century, Larry Bird could have been a poster boy for the 1950s NBA. He wasn't fast, he wasn't sleek, and he couldn't soar far above the rim. But when he assembled all the little ordinary, outdated pieces of himself and walked onto a basketball court, he was a player for all ages, styles, and colors. Although some Boston fans may have seen him as a white hope, Bird played above race, drawing admiration from every corner of the game.
I must say, after watching all of these videos, understanding and respecting his game has become so easy. I had a respect for Larry Bird to begin with because he was a legend, but going forward, just watching him, listening to him, he had a level of finesse to his game. You know what I'm saying? Like that touch. Players were afraid of him when he shot the ball in the games because it was like every shot he took was a good looking shot. Even when it was a contested shot, there was always a high chance that he could make it. So out of respect for the legend, you know what I'm saying? Like Magic said that was the only player he was afraid of. Do you know how good you got to be for a player to say that they're afraid of you? Like legitimately afraid of you? And for Magic, a 5-time champion with the Lakers, to say that, it's just a testament to how good Larry really was.
When I played, Larry Bird was the only one I feared. A lot of black guys always ask me, could Larry Bird really play that good? I said, man, Larry Bird was so good, it's frightening.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
We had a three-point contest at the All-Star break, and Larry walks in and says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this. Excuse me? And he started shooting, and he just didn't miss.
Larry was the originator of getting in your face and talking trash. And then you sit there and you go, well, this guy up in my face talking noise. He ain't that fast, he's slow, but he knew how to aggravate you, agitate you.
You know what? I think that's a misconception that he was slow. I think Larry moved around the court super fast, and like he played so well off the ball. It's crazy. Like we look at Steph Curry for his off the ball ability, but Larry was doing it long before Steph was even in the league. His ability to just get to where he wanted to when he wanted to is one of those that's a talent you can't teach. It doesn't matter how many drills you run. He was able to disrupt the defense and disrupt your offense by being so good on defense. As far as like, okay, he played around his team's strengths on defense. Larry might not have been the best on-ball defender, and I say that sparingly because I don't want to be disrespectful to the defense that he did have. But he had active hands. He played the passing lanes better than anybody, and he was able to disrupt the offense altogether, which led to easy buckets. And then he made easy buckets with his ability to pass.
Enough to get you out of your game.
I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, you can't stop me. And I looked at him and I said, gosh, boy, you're so confident. He goes, confident? You're a rookie. You don't know anything. He proceeded to score like 10 straight points on me. The coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me. Larry Bird catches the ball in the corner, and I take off running out at Larry Bird. And right when he's getting ready to shoot, I jump. And as I go by, him, he tells me, he says, "Fly, Bird." And I go right by him, and he shoots the ball. It's nothing but nylon.
Larry Bird was a pain in the neck. Anytime we had a chance to win, Larry Bird changed that.
Larry Bird. That offers his own shot. Oh,
there was a certain confidence you had because, you know, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way. And he delivered.
the double team and Bird. Larry, fake, ball away. Hits it at the buzzer. All right.
He was a cold-blooded killer. In the last 24 seconds, he would demand the basketball in the huddle.
Baseline, throws it up, man. Larry Bird did it again. He did it again. Oh, my goodness.
Question to that man with the high voice who's like they commentator, was he Boston's commentator? Because I hear him in a lot of the games that Larry played in. I'm not sure if that was like he was one of the national, forgive me for not knowing, but was he like one of the national commentators at the time, or was he like specifically from Boston? Because I hear him in a lot of different videos. If you do know, drop it down in the comment section for me.
He did it again.
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead, a thought ahead, play the game like a chess game.
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing him. You have to get inside his mind. Larry wasn't quick, couldn't jump really high, but there was just some sleepless nights.
Bird takes the pop. It's gone. It is gone.
Bounce, Bird. Nice tip to McHale.
He had a mind that was like a camera. He had the best hand-eye coordination, maybe, of anybody that ever played basketball.
The rebound to Bird. Look at that pass. Oh, what a shot.
Bravado, backed by a devilish brilliance, helped earn Larry Bird the distinction as the only forward to win 3 MVP awards. Off the court, he was also less than angelic, playing pranks and telling tales, always at home in the company of bib overalls, cheap cigars, and tap brew.
He was a beer in the garage guy in the Champagne League. That's where he feels comfortable. I mean, he's, you know, a beer in the garage and a little conversation and tell a couple of stories, and that's a good time.
Larry, myself, and Kevin McHale.
Got a question. So when did Larry's back issues like really start? I seen something that said like he hurt himself while working on like something for his mom at home, and that was like the beginning of his back issues. But what year did he like really start dealing with back problems? If you know, let me know in the comment section below.
Went out one time. I'm trying to drink with Larry, who is a two-fisted drinker. So I drank until I couldn't drink anymore. We went to eat in a restaurant. And I remember feeling bad. And I put my head in the seat. And I said, oh, man, I need some water. So I drank this big swallow of water. And what Larry had done was like put this whole little mini bottle of vodka in the water. And that just sent me over the edge. And it was just so funny to him that I went outside and I started feeding the animals.
Practically the first week we had signed him, I get a phone call at home, 2 o'clock in the morning, it seemed like. And you better get over to Burke's Tavern because Larry Bird's there and God knows what's going to happen. And I thought, thinking, that's not such a great neighborhood. I'd better get over there. I go over there and he is bellied up to the bar with about 50 people around him. He's wearing a Mack truck cap and overalls. He's just a good old boy. He's having a hell of a time. And everybody around him is relating to him.
He knew the janitors and the equipment guys, and those were his guys more than the high roller luxury box guys. He doesn't like phonies, stiffs them out right away.
He relates to a plumber or an electrician or a cop, you know, because that's what he came from.
We had a great dinner, and we said, hey, Larry, you know, give a good tip. What? All they did was bring it from the kitchen to here? No. Larry goes up, gets up, goes in the back and gives it the big tip to the cook.
He's very tight and he doesn't like to spend money. And we're playing blackjack. After a couple hands, Larry, I think, is down like $1.50 or something, you know. He leaves. I'm looking, where's he going, you know? And he's gonna quit because he's losing money.
He had this kind of inferiority complex. I remember him telling me when we had a long interview about dreaming about money. and it was something he constantly dreamed about. And he would find a huge sum, like $1 million, under the front steps. I think it related to the fact that the Birds were kind of poor white trash, or some people thought they were. So that he always had that.
I was about to say that's kind of disrespectful, like saying poor white trash. I don't like referring to people who are less fortunate like that. He just had a harder upbringing. That's all. A lot of us did. So it's like to refer to him as poor white trash. He's not trash just because he's poor. It's crazy. Like that's a crazy thing for me to like even hear people say. That's crazy.
That to sort of rise above. And obviously, like a lot of people who are gifted in that one way, he could do it on the basketball court.
On Friday nights, the high school gym in French Lick, Indiana, reverberates with the sounds of teenagers, adults, and entire families. Basketball provides Larry Bird's hometown with its strongest cultural pulse.
It's a way of life. The coffee shops, the restaurants, the barber shops, everyone talks basketball.
It's what forms community in Indiana. It's a cultured basketball. It's rural. It's white kids on farms doing nothing all day long but shooting jump shots so that they are great pure shooters. It's a kid alone with a very simple basket again and again. I remember Larry telling me how he had waxed the net because the net would last longer that way.
Everybody in my town had the same things. It seemed like nothing. So all we did was play sports.
Born in nearby West Baden in 1956, Bird was raised in French Lick, one of the poorest towns in Indiana. And the Birds were among its poorest families. Larry's father, Joe, bounced from one blue-collar position to another. His mother, Georgia, worked 2 jobs.
He grew up in one of the most simplistic ways imaginable. His family didn't have a phone till he was a teenager. They didn't have a TV for a long time either.
The Birds routinely moved to different rented house, none of which were ever big enough to accommodate everybody, so that the Bird brothers would routinely move in with the grandmother for a school year to alleviate the space crunch in the house.
Really, the essence of Larry to me is his mother, who would get up at 3:30 in the morning and go work at a diner in the morning, and then come back as the kids were getting ready for school, get them off to school, and then trudge off to her next job because they didn't have a car. And Larry talks about his father with a bad ankle coming home from work, taking off his work boots, and the ankle swells up to, 6 times its size. But in the next morning, he's jamming that boot back on and he's going back to work.
He loved his father. His father was a flawed man. His father was an alcoholic.
A lot of the things that we tend to go through in life lead us to become who we are. A lot of Larry's work ethic on the court came from watching his work ethic from his parents. So it doesn't surprise me that he was a hard worker on the court. He was the one that was going to make the diving efforts, the getting dirty plays, the one that was going to be in the trenches because he watched his mom and them strive and work hard to provide what little they did have. That's respect, because that means he didn't lose anything from what all of his morals and everything like that didn't come from getting in the league and getting money. He got in the league and stayed true to who he was. He didn't see race because he grew up poor. He had a hard working background, so he worked hard on the court. It makes complete sense in this respect to Larry.
His father was a laborer who had skills that were that he could only bring to bear when he was sober enough to work.
The weekends weren't fun a lot of times because you're young and your father comes in. My mom always had to get up 3 or 4 in the morning, or we had to get up, to make sure, he didn't hurt himself.
Among Joe Bird's interior demons were unshakable images from a combat tour in Korea.
Joey was through hell in the war, and he saw a lot of buddies killed, and he was in foxholes and stuff, and things like that can drain on a guy's mind. And Georgie even said that he'd wake up at night screaming and hollering, "Get down, get down."
As Joe's alcoholism advanced, the women in the Bird family assumed greater responsibilities. Grandmother Lizzie often watched over the...
All right, I'm gonna pause it right here. Like I said, I'm under the weather, so it's like a little bit more difficult for me to sit through the reaction like longer. Because normally I would do maybe 20, 25 minutes on a video like this. I'm probably gonna break it up into 3 parts. The next one will be longer than the first one. I do appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for everything y'all continue to do for me as well. For watching, tuning in, subbing, dropping all the comments, all the feedback, things that I could fix, that you think I could do better at. Once again, like I said, if you are new, please like, share, and subscribe to the video and as well as the channel. It greatly helps us out, bro. I love y'all. I'm gonna keep mixing in these. The next series that I'm gonna start, the next player that I'm gonna highlight is gonna be Magic Johnson. So what I plan on doing is mixing in Larry, Magic, and then Jordan. I'm gonna highlight Larry's teammates. I'm gonna highlight the Dream Team. I might consistently drop 2 videos a day and mix it up. Larry video, Magic video, Jordan video, Larry video, Dream Team video. Just, keeping it in the mix. Let me know in the comment section below any other players outside of those 3. I do have Mikael and Parrish and them as I'm gonna highlight Larry Bird's legendary teammates. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for continuously watching. And to the next one, it's your boy Carl coming from Golden Grim Productions. Peace.